Okay, let's talk about this because I hear people say this a lot. Oh my goodness, everyone's going to have ADHD at this rate. Everyone does these things, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's talk about the symptoms of a brain tumour. Yeah, you've got nausea, vomiting, headaches, dizziness, memory loss, amongst other things. But those symptoms are also the symptoms of a hangover. Yeah. So if I said to you, oh, I've been diagnosed with a brain tumour and I want you to look out for the other symptoms, and somebody come along and said, not everybody with those symptoms has a brain tumour. Some people also have a hangover. Yeah, great. We get it. But I'm trying to highlight, if you look at that and you think, oh, I do that, but I definitely don't have ADHD, it doesn't apply to you. If you look at that and think my kid does that, but I don't think he's got ADHD, it doesn't apply to you. But if you look at that and you think, do you know, for a while I've been wondering if I've got ADHD and now I've seen this, it kind of like makes sense to me, then it is for you. Yeah? Symptoms overlap all the time. You could have chest pain up and down your arm and breathlessness and be having a heart attack, but you could also be having a collapsed lung and you could also be having a panic attack. Symptoms overlap everywhere, and it's important for the individual to assess whether or not they think it applies to them or whether it doesn't. And then they take that forward to a professional who then further decides whether or not it applies to you or it doesn't, because there's a huge process. Like, you know, if you've had a sudden loss of a family member, a huge traumatic event, things like this can start happening. It doesn't mean that you've got ADHD. It doesn't mean you don't have ADHD, but it doesn't mean that everyone has ADHD, and it doesn't mean that nobody has ADHD. So we need to stop downplaying people's symptoms just because you can relate to them, like, or other people can relate to them. And because ADHD and autism are neurological conditions instead of something physical like a broken bone or a heart attack, we just shove it off. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to bring as much awareness to this topic as possible, because I've gone 29 years without knowing that I had ADHD and without knowing that I had autism, and it really impacted my life. And I could have had so much support, not just like professional support. Like, I could have been like, hey, sorry you thought that was rude, I'm actually autistic and I didn't mean it like that, it just comes out that way. And then the other person would be like, oh, are you? Fair enough. Rather than thinking that I was just like a twat all the time. Maybe I am a twat, I don't know. Also, this is not an attack on this person. No hate to them. I just wanted to bring light to it because people talk about this all the time, and I'm sorry, I'm using your comment as an example.